So you're wondering, how does classical music relate to an FPS aim trainer at all? Well, a lot, it turns out. In classical music, there's this concept of slow practice, which is integral to learning new and difficult pieces. The idea is that seriously lowering the speed at which you play while focusing on technique and flow will build solid fundamentals so you can slowly pick up the pace and improve your scores. To really emphasize how great this technique is, Rachmaninoff, one of the greatest pianists ever, plays Chopin's Etude in G sharp minor while in a practice room. But unbeknownst to him, a friend was waiting outside, just listening, and they didn't recognize the song for a while because he was using 20 seconds to play a single bar of the piece, whereas generally each bar is played for 2 seconds. Now, this relates to Aimlab in an interesting way. People usually play some kind of background music when doing Aimlab, but I would argue that a catered playlist of specific songs would help you improve greatly. Every song in the world has a BPM, which means beats per minute, and the higher the BPM, the quicker the pace of the song. So using the theory of slow practice, we can create playlists that gradually increase the BPM of the song, which acts as a metronome and a way of tracking our own progress in Aimlab. Alright, so as you guys can hear in the background, there is some sort of drum beat coming in, and that is an 80 BPM backing track that I'm playing on YouTube right now. And we're going to use that as the basis of this little theory on how to improve in Aimlab through this musical training thoughts. So I'm just going to go on every single beat as it is right now. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it seems kind of slow right now, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to add a shot instead of doing it every single beat. Now we're going to do it in the half beats in between. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So the reason that we don't just, have this beat in the background when we play Aimlab, like a metronome, is because it's boring to listen to. No one wants to fucking hear do in the back of their head when they're trying to play Aimlab. It has to be fun. Like, we're warming up, you're training, whatever. You're going through your grind. So what you can do actually is you can find songs that you like on YouTube. Generally, I always listen to Japanese rock songs because they tend to have a very strong beat in the background that I can keep up with. And you can find their BPMs online. And so what I did is, so I used 3 different songs to warm up when I use Aimlab, and I use them in the same order every single time. I generally go from slowest to fastest, right? And the thing is, these numbers can be a little bit off just because, as we said, like sometimes your brain is more inclined to hit on the off beats as well. So it could even double how fast you're clicking. But in general, you can use this technique to find BPM as a guide to find out which songs you should have in what order, okay? So I'm going to play the slowest song that I usually warm up to, and I can show you guys how I generally progress through it, okay? And I want to just show you guys how helpful it is to have like a piece of music in the background that you actually pay attention to when you use Aimlab, and use that as a guide to when you should click. Because that way you have consistency, okay, I should be clicking boom, 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 instead of just randomly doing patterns until your hand gets tired, So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. sometimes it's not always going to be the beat too, but like sometimes when the words hit on a specific note and you feel like, oh, that sounds like it's like imprinting to your head, like, oh, I should click right there, and that's fine too. It just adds a little bit of extra variation. So as you notice, like I have a 95% accuracy, which is pretty good. Generally when I'm doing these kind of like slower aiming sessions, I want to try to go for about 97-ish percent. It's a little bit low for my liking personally, and your reaction time doesn't matter, you know, it's as fast as the song goes. So the song, I pretty much every time I do it on the beat I get around 80k, and that's good to know. Okay, all right, I have that down, right? So if you're kind of wondering, oh, did this shit even work, like how can I believe it? Okay, I'm gonna go into my time to kill reaction changes. Because before you start using Aimlab and you hop on for the first time, you click as fast as your finger thinks it can, right? And you feel like you hit every single target and you only get a score of 70 to 80,000. You're like, how's that possible? I click so fast. When you listen to new songs that have a greater BPM than the last songs you use, it really imprints into your brain like, oh man, my finger's gotta go that much faster. It's hard for you to interpret without music or like a beat how fast you can really go, but once you get past that and you find a song that do like a million beats per minute, it really helps you to visualize and like understand, okay, I need to click this fast to get this much higher score. It went from high 280s and low 230s ish to now I'm about 218, 217, which is really good. So now what I'm going to do is play the next song that I usually do, okay, and just show you guys how it ramps up generally from how I do it. Song has a very steady beat, but the thing is I do that same thing as we did in the first song where I kind of go in every other beat. So let me just play the song so you guys kind of have a little listen through, and so you listen. So sometimes it goes boom 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 1 2 3 4. A lot of times when I'm really feeling it, I can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you know, so that's really quick. I would say 1 and 2, so it's maybe like 3 clicks per second, 3 to 4 clicks per second. So I'll play the song, my favorite one, and see how it goes. Okay, just to let you guys know, the score is going to be about the same as it was before. I usually only hit about like 95 to 100,000 on the song anyways. That's kind of my peak right now, so I'm trying to work on these songs and then find some new songs from my repertoire and add them. But my rush time is up, which means that I can click faster, which is good because accuracy can be worked on very easily. I had a few misses right there that I probably shouldn't have had, and if I didn't miss those, we would have gotten 100k pretty easily. So that's kind of the gist of the video in its essence, is that having catered playlists in Aimlab can really help improve your scores and, you know, your fundamentals of aiming with the mouse and keyboard. Another thing that I usually see as a problem for players is that when you go really in the gulags of Aimlab and you're in the middle of the set and you're going really fast, sometimes you can just be in that flow state and it's easy. You just click little dots and it's fine. But I find a lot of times, you can see this in these in my runs in this video, is that my grip in Aimlab is different than my grip in VALORANT, and that can be a problem. I was kind of wondering, wow, how can I be so good at improving at Aimlab but I feel kind of the same inside the game? So what I noticed is that when I played Aimlab and I was going on really good runs, that my mouse grip was actually a claw grip, which is where you kind of give a little bit of space at the top instead of just doing a full-on flat hold like this, okay, like a palm grip. I was doing a claw grip. but while I was in game, I was just gonna use a palm grip. So I noticed that, and as soon as I switched to claw grip inside the game, I noticed that I was getting more consistent and hitting more flicks on a more consistent basis. So yeah, just kind of think about Aimlab as not really preparing to play Valorant, but just preparing how to be more comfortable on your setup. That's what it is, being more comfortable, understanding like how much mouse you need to move a certain distance on your screen, more so than, oh, I'm like getting my aim ready to pop heads, you know. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on YouTube or on Twitch, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys.